What's up, course heroes? Welcome to yet another video. This is your boy Amit, and today we are going to look at Zenler, email marketing, email automations, setting up email sequences inside of Zenler, and everyone's most favorite, just kidding, most dreaded functionality, which is filter. It might seem complicated at first, but we're gonna break down how to easily use filters to send out your email. With that, let's get started. All right, before we begin, I wanna show you what is included in the Zenler plan. So I'm on their pricing page, and from here, currently I'm on the annual plan. Let's just switch this to monthly. If you look at the $67 a month plan, this includes 100,000 emails a month. Now that might seem like a lot of emails, which it is, but let's do the math on 100,000 emails. How far will that take you? All right, so here's a simple calculator for you. I have broken it down into the number of subscribers, how many emails you're sending them per week, and then how many are you sending them per month. That this considers 4 weeks to be a month, and then what would be that total number of emails that you would send them per month. So if you have up to 10,000 subscribers and you're sending them emails twice a week, then you can send them those twice a week emails up to 10,000 subscribers and not hit your limit. So just keep that in mind as you're evaluating using Zenler email. This is kind of like the max limit. If you go above this, then of course, if you have more than 10,000 subscribers, I would hope that you're making enough money to move to a more robust email marketing platform. But for most people, Zenler's email marketing should suffice. So now that you know how much it costs, how many emails you can send per month, let's dive into the actual email marketing. So I'm inside of my Zenler school. What we're going to look at today is email broadcast, which is right here, and then also email automation, which could live either under a course or under a marketing funnel. For our demonstration, I'm going to use courses to show you those email marketing automations. First, let's start with email broadcast, because this is probably the most common use case that you are going to have for sending out email. Email broadcast, as the name suggests, is you sending out a broadcast email to your entire list or to a subset of your list inside of Zenler. Now, before we begin a broadcast, I want to show you a few other things here. We have our email lists here. So these are lists that you can easily create by clicking on create list, and you can also import contact by clicking the import contact button. If you were to click the import contacts button, what you would be given is a sample CSV file. You can download this file, and that's the format that Zenler expects you to use when importing contacts into Zenler. So let's download this sample file so I can show you what it looks like. All right, here's that sample CSV file. It has your email contact's first name, last name, email address, phone, and then address, then city, state, zip, country, and GDPR consent status. Now, not all of these fields are going to be required, but just know that this is the format that Zenler is expecting when you import the data back into Zenler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this with some dummy data and show you how that import works into Zenler. All right, our dummy data has been filled out. I'm going to save this file. Now, once I have saved it, I'm going to go back to Zenler and upload this exact sample file. All right, we are back inside our Zenler school. I'm going to upload that file and then show you how to map those columns. So I've uploaded my sample file and I've renamed it sample1.csv. On the next step, I'm going to map all the headers. Now, what Zenler is going to do is it's going to look at all the headers from your Excel file and try to map it to the exact column. And you can easily change this. Let's just do first name and last name and email, and we're going to skip all those other columns. So even though we have our dummy data in it, I wanted to show you how you can actually skip the column. And actually, let's bring in GDPR consent status. We'll do this 4 columns: first name, last name, email, and GDPR status. And then at this point, you can add a tag. So I can put any tags that are inside of my Zenler school. For our demonstration, I'm going to use the AI waitlist. And then you can also add them to any of your email lists. So I'm not going to add them to any list. I'm just going to add this tag here. And these automatically come in as leads, and you cannot change the import as to be anything other than a lead. With that, I'm going to click next. Now Zenler is saying in order to import users, Zenler wants to verify my account, and email verification code has been sent to my account. So I'll grab that email verification code, come back and paste it here. Alright, I just realized that I don't have access to this email account anymore, so we won't be able to follow through this step. But for you, when you get to this step, you'll be able to enter your code and then able to import these contacts. So that's how the contact import works. And then on your email broadcast, you also have the all contacts option. This is how you can see all the contacts inside of your Zenler school. So with that, let's head over to all broadcast tab again. And now before again I go and create a new broadcast, I want to show you one of the ones I had sent recently and what that broadcast looks like. So this is the one I sent on December 31st, 2024, and you can see 361 people got it. Out of that, 50% opened it, and then how many clicked, how many unsubscribed, and how many bounced. I can also click on the detailed view to look further into more details about this email. So this shows me exactly who opened it, the email status, when they opened it, clicked, etc. And then in the top right corner, you can see this had a 41.83% open rate. Then I can also click on view details, and that's going to show me what that email looked like. So you can go back and see, hey, what was this email that I sent out? So you can see the from name, the subject of the email, and the body of the email. And then you can see who I sent it to and if there were any filters applied to this send. With that, let's head over to our broadcast. So what I want to show you now is how to create these emails and how to send these email broadcasts. So for that, you're going to click on the create new broadcast button. We'll give this email broadcast a title. So I've given it a title. Now I'm going to click create, and this title is just for you, so you know what this email was about. From here, I can choose my from name, my from email address. So I'm going to change this to my other email address that I usually send my email from. And then this is where I can choose whether I want to send it to all contacts or one of those email lists that we saw earlier. So I'm going to choose all contacts because we can apply filters to dwindle this down even further. And for my SMTP, I'm going to use Zenler Mail, but know that you can also bring your own mail provider if you don't want to use Zenler's email sending service, but still want to use this platform to send the email. So that's always a possibility. From here, I can click the next button, but before I do, I'm going to show you how to apply filter. So right now you can see I have 356 contacts under my all contacts that this email would go out to. Let's say I want to narrow this down to only those who are enrolled in a specific course or in a couple of specific courses. How would I go about doing that? First, let me show you the courses that I have inside of my school, and I'm going to show you what filters we want to apply. So what I want to do is I only want to send this to those who are enrolled in my AI blogging mastery or those who are enrolled in my AI adventure. So if they are enrolled in either of these courses, or the third course is the ZZ Template Club bonus. So if they are enrolled in my ZZ Template Club bonus, AI adventures, or AI blogging mastery, then I want to send them that email broadcast. Now that we have our parameters set, I can go back to my contacts here and I can click on advanced filter. That's going to open up this window, and you will notice that right now nothing's in here. So I'm going to click on add filter group, and let's just give this group a name. Now, one key thing to note here is you can say your filter should match all of the following criteria or any of the following criteria. And I'll show you that difference in a minute. So let's add our filter now. So our filter is that they are enrolled in a course, and that course was either the AI Adventures membership. So now this, once I hit apply, this should go down from 356 to only 2 contacts. Here we go. Now I'm going to edit this filter because that was only one of them. I want to apply more filters. So I'm going to say, or they enrolled in the AI blogging mastery, or they're enrolled in our ZZ Template Club bonus. Now you can see that this shows an and, but I want to change that and to an or. So an and means that they have to be enrolled in all 3 of these courses in order for this filter to work. Now, if I hit save changes, this is going to go down to 0 because there might not be that overlap of a contact who is in each one of those 3 courses. But that's not what I want to do. I want to send it to anyone who's enrolled in any of these 3 courses. And you can see what happened. When I changed my matching filter to any, this changed from an and to an or. And now when I hit save changes, this should update to 7 contacts because each of those courses has people in them. So that's how your filters work, and you can apply multiple filters. So this filter is talking about just courses. what if I want to build on top of this and say on top of people being in any of these courses, I also want to send it to those who have a specific tag connected to them. So I can do that as well. I can say and user tag contains AI waitlist. So let's apply that tag. Now what's happening is Zenler is looking for everyone who's enrolled in any of these 3 courses and has that tag of AI waitlist. And right now in my Zenler school, that combination doesn't exist. So how can we change this? I'm going to delete the second filter group and go back to my first filter group where I already have the or condition, add another one and say user tag contains AI waitlist. Now everything has a or condition and you can see my contacts jumped from 7 to 37. So that's how filters work. One more thing to show you here is all the available filters to you. You can choose people who are enrolled in a specific course, or maybe you just want to send it to those who have enrolled through a payment plan that was a higher payment plan. Maybe those are your platinum members and you want to choose those instead of those who signed up through the free plan. So that's also an option. You can also say those who are not enrolled in a course, send it to those who have completed the course or not completed the course fully. So if I choose completed course, I can say which course, and then it'll only send it to those students who have fully completed the course. You can also say those who are subscribed to a marketing funnel or not subscribed to a funnel. We talked about user tag, again contains, does not contain. Email opened, email did not open, email clicked or not clicked. So these would be the links inside your email. Now you cannot specify which link in a specific email they might have clicked, but you can just say if blanket, the user did not click on a link in the email, then send it. Also whether the email was bounced or not bounced. Now, if the email was bounced, you would want to exclude those people from your next send, right? So that's where this will come in. Not in a list, or you can choose specific geographic consent. So we talked about showing you the template where GDPR consent was one of the fields. So you can use that. You can also use people who are registered in your live classes or webinar as a filter. And then if you're using any custom fields, you can use those custom fields inside of your filter. So that's how filters work. Again, they are super powerful, but it does take a few to get used to these filters. I'm going to remove this filter for now so we can send it to the entire list of 356 people. Don't worry, I'm not going to send out this email. This is just a test, and what could go wrong? So from here, we're going to hit next. Now this is where Zenler has launched a bunch of themes that you can use for your email marketing. So you can use any of these themes. They're fully customizable. You can replace the images. You can replace the text, of course. So let's just pick one that looks kind of good. I'm going to go with this one right here. And once you have picked the theme, you're going to hit next. Now here you can personalize your subject and your email content. So we're going to do that. I hope you're enjoying this video. I want to take a quick break to remind you that if you get your Zenler subscription through me, I get an affiliate commission, and that's how I run these videos. That's how I'm able to create these videos. Now it costs you the same amount of money, but as a thank you for buying your Zenler subscription through me, I will throw in my ZZ Template Club templates, which are $200, but you get that for absolutely free if you end up getting your Zenler subscription through me. Now back to the video. Now your subject line, you can use your personalization tags, which is either first name, last name, or full name. First name is the most commonly used, so I'm going to use that. Then you can type out the rest of your subject line. Once you have put in your subject line, you can go in here to the email editor and start editing this text and all the images that are there. So if you don't like this logo here, remove it. This, you would just click into it and type out what your content needs to be. Then we're going to go ahead and delete this image. And then I'm also going to delete some of this other content that I don't need. I'm going to actually leave the footer here and just delete this one right here. And then you can type out all your content here. You can go on this button. You can choose what to do with the button. You can click on its setting here and change the link. So right now it says read more. If I want to change that, I can go and type out whatever I want. But this button currently is not linked to a specific link. For that, you would just go and put a link here. So for our example, I have added a lung. So for our example, I've added a link in between these two quotation marks, and I'm going to leave the button text as read more and hit save. So now this button is clickable, and if we go into our preview mode, I can hover over it, and when I do, you can see in the bottom left corner, there is a link that's going to be clickable, and that link is going to take my users to my ZZ Templates website. So once you have added your text, your images, your links, your email is ready to go. Now the next step and the most important step that I would recommend is sending a test email to yourself so you can see what this email looks like in your own inbox, preferably Gmail, because that's what 60, 70, 80% of your users use. So I'm going to send out a test email, open that in my Gmail and show you what that looks like. So I've added my Gmail account. I'm going to hit send test. All right, here's that test email inside of my Gmail account. Now, of course, because this is a test email, the name of that person didn't come through. But once you send this live through Zenler, because I will use the first name personalization tag, this will be replaced by my recipient's first name as long as their first name is in their profile. And then we have the rest of the subject here. This is our headline and then also the rest of the text of the email and then our read more button. Now, if I open this incognito, this should take me to that ZZ templates link, which looks like it did. Perfect. So everything in our email worked. Now let's head back to our email because I want to show you what's the next step. So you can again hit the preview button, make sure your email looks good before you even send it out. You can go into mobile view, see how it looks on mobile. And then if you are satisfied with all of this, what you're going to do is hit next. So we have our recipients selected. You can see there are 356 contacts. We have selected our theme. We have selected our content. And at the final step, you get to decide whether you want to send this email now, send it at a later date or time. So maybe you want to schedule this for a specific date and time to coincide with a launch, or you just want to leave it as draft. In our case, we're going to simply leave it as draft because I don't want to send out a test email to 356 people on my email list. That's how email broadcasts work. Now we're going to head over to email automation and I'm going to show you how to use automatic emails to send that drip sequence that we are so used to using email tools like MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, etc. So let's head over to our courses where I'm going to show you the automation tab. Now, the automation tab appears on your courses and your marketing funnels, and it actually also appears on your live webinars and live classes, but know that it's pretty identical no matter where it appears on any of these three different places. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the ChatGPT Mastery course, and I'm going to show you how to set up automated emails so they go out in a sequence. For that, we're going to head to automation and edit the automation rule. Now, a lot of people like to use a specific nurture email sequence, and I've done this for clients in the past that have used Zenler, where we would set up a marketing funnel for them and call it a nurture marketing funnel, and we would set up automation to add leads to this nurture sequence, and then my clients would literally have to go into the nurture sequence and set up all of their emails in there. So that's another option and another way to utilize New Zenler's automatic email sending functionality. But for this purposes, we are going to use our courses. And what you can see here is I have a bunch of emails already set up. So I'm going to delete all of this and start from scratch so you can see how it's done. All right, so I've deleted all the emails in that on enroll sequence. And right now you can see there's no actions here. So what does the on enroll sequence mean? It means that anytime someone enrolls in this course, there's a bunch of emails that you want to send out to them. So once you have your on enroll sequence, you're going to click on add action and send an email. Now everything else here is pretty identical other than the fact that courses don't have those good looking templates that we saw earlier from email broadcasts. So just keep that in mind. Email broadcasts have those templates that courses does not. Courses has the plain Jane email sending, which I actually prefer. And once someone is enrolled in your course, you probably want to send them pretty transactional emails instead of making it look pretty. So let me show you how to set up these emails. So this first one, I did add action and I did send email. So now what Zenler is asking me is, what's the name of this email? Let's call it day 0. And I want this to go 0 hours from enrollment. So as soon as a student enrolls, I want to send them this email, and this will be the welcome to the course email. Again, you can put in your name, your from email, and then your subject line for the email. Now, since we are sending this from a course, Zenler knows that, and we have some extra personalization tags we can use. So once you have filled in all your content, maybe you want to add a course URL tag so that your students can click that course URL link and automatically automatically log into the course. For that, I can click on personalize and I can choose the course access URL. And what this is a dynamic link that will replace this variable with your actual course access URL depending on which course this email is going out from. So you type in all your content, you type in add your personalization tags, you can also add images, you can add links by highlighting text. So let me add some dummy text here, that way I can show you how that works. Alright, so I've added some lorem ipsum text. Now what I can do is I can add an image. I can choose an existing image or upload a new one. So let me just pick this one right here. And then let's say I want to highlight this and add a link. I can highlight a piece of text, click on link and insert a link in here. So I've added my link, I've added my image. I don't know what happened to my link. Let's add it again. Let me make this bold so I remember where I added the link. And here we go. So our link is in, our image is in, our personalization tag with the first name is in, and then at the bottom I also have my unsubscribe link. So all of that is good. Now I can again send a test email to make sure everything looks good. Once you're satisfied with this, you can add filters, as we saw earlier on email broadcast, how to add filters. Not necessary, but just know that you can add filters. Now since we are sending this automation from a specific course, that's already a filter. That means only those who get enrolled in that course will get this email. So one place where I can see a filter being applied is, what if your course had multiple pricing plans and you only want to send emails to those who are enrolled through a specific pricing plan. So that's where you can apply that filter. Other than that, because this is already from a course, I typically don't apply any filters here. And then once you're satisfied with everything, you can make this action live, which means anytime someone enrolls in this course, they will now get this email right away. And again, this is the day 0 enrollment email. Now, how do we build on top of this? Let's clone this email and we're going to keep it on the enroll sequence, and let's change this to day 1. All right, and we clone it. Now what I'm going to do here is change it to send this 1 day from enrollment, and everything else I'm going to leave the same. Save changes, make this action live. Now I can go and keep doing this to my heart's content as much as I want. So now I can change this to day 2 email. You get the idea. I'm going to leave it on the on enroll sequence, clone it. Satisfied with everything here, I'm going to make this action live. And just like that, I have scheduled my welcome email, my day 1 email, my day 2 email, and you can keep going on and on and on for as many emails as you want to send from Zenler. Now, a couple of things to note here. Because this is going from the course, you cannot customize the template. However, you can go into the HTML editor. So you can design your email outside of Zenler, or design it in a template from that email broadcast that we saw earlier and bring it into that email. So let me show you how you would do that. I have this one that was designed using the Zenler template. I can go into its code, copy that entire HTML code, go back to my courses, go to my ChatGPT Mastery course, go to the automation tab, go back to the enroll sequence, and then from here I can go and edit this email, go to its HTML setting, and then paste that templated HTML code here. Now you can see that it didn't fully port over. So use this at your own risk, but just know that this option is there. Since it didn't fully port over, I'm just going to undo my changes. So that's one thing to note. The other thing to note for automations from your courses or your marketing funnels is you can send it on multiple triggers. So this one was triggered on enroll sequence, which means when someone enrolls in your course. You can also send them emails when the course is completed. So there's a course completion email sequence as well. You can also send an email on lesson complete. So those are your 3 triggers on your automations under your courses. Now, if we go to the marketing funnel, there are different automations there. So let me show you what the automations available are, or I should say the rules on the marketing funnel. You can send out an email drip sequence when someone subscribes, and that's the only one available under marketing funnel. Then we head over to our live class. So let's say I have a live class here. I'm going to go to this. I have an automation tab here as well. And in that automation tab, I can send emails upon registration when someone registers for my one-on-one. So check out these rules, and depending on where you are in Zenler, these rules are different. But the actions are always the same, is to send an email. And there you have it. That is how you can use Zenler's email marketing built into Zenler. Don't need a third-party email software. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the video. How are you using Zenler email marketing? And I will also drop a link in the description to my Zenler referral link. If you get Zenler through me, it's going to cost you the same, but I'm going to hook you up with my ZZ Templates Club, which is a $200 product. So check out that link, check out ZZ Templates Club, and until next time, keep creating.